To have Tim Farriss, of course, guitarist, bass guitar and keyboard. Now, Tim, just news through from Woody, who trolls the websites and so forth for all this sort of information. He tells us now 3 out of the top 4 albums now on iTunes are by you guys. Oh. Number 1, The Very Best, has now gone number 1 in the charts. Number 2 is Kick, and number 4 is Live at Wembley. So you've now got on iTunes 3 out of the top 4 albums, mate. So congratulations to you and the boys.
Yeah!
Wow. Man, Justin Bieber's going to be devastated.
So Bieber's in there at 3. Bieber's in there at 3, snuggling up in the middle there.
Hey, well done, Timmy. That's just great news, and I dare say you made it in about half an hour's time. We'll have the ratings through, which will show it'll just be an absolute bonanza.
Good thing about it, matey, is that rock is back.
It is,
like in a big way.
Sure is.
Yeah, that's a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't hear nothing on the charts.
Yeah, can I ask you about that, Tim? Rock, when you were starting with the band, and rock in Sydney, from what I can gather, was huge. Not so much now. So what can we do to readdress that?
That's a really good point, because I reckon there'd be a lot less alcohol-fueled violence if people were going and getting their rocks off watching bands live.
Yeah, dancing, getting tired that way.
You know, and then going home afterwards and whatever, maybe getting, you know, something from Harry's the Wheels or whatever.
100%.
You know, and then going home or whatever. But, you know, everyone stands around pubs and gets G'd up for a fight, I guess.
Eating lollipops.
When you're the best band of the world, it comes with its perks. You get to meet a lot of great people and become friends with great people. And of course, you two and Bono are great friends of you guys. You shared the status of #1 bands in the world together. Bono, I believe, wrote the song "Stuck in a Moment" and had Michael in mind when he wrote it. What were those guys like? Do you still have a relationship with you two?
Not so much these days, but then again, we sort of haven't really toured that much, really, in a major way. But we used to leave them notes and stuff because we'd be on the circuit at the same time as they would, and sometimes they'd be like one town behind us, sort of thing. So we'd leave notes with the concierge or whatever. But you know, there's been, you know, meeting all the different guys from the Rolling Stones was you know, real buzz, you know, because we met them all individually at different times, you know.
Can you get us tickets to the gig?
It's up soon, come on.
We had their sound guy, and the last time I saw the Stones, I stood at the mixing desk, and he had this minibar underneath the console, and it was like, kept handing me tinnies, you know.
Which was good to keep lubricated.
Well, no, we understand. We do go to the concert. Okay, the story. You're in Switzerland. You're in a presidential suite. There's yourself, there's Michael, and there's Freddie Mercury.
Actually, it was Freddie's suite, yeah. It was the Montreux Pop
In the wardrobe or on top of it?
He was out of the wardrobe at that point. He had a huge stereo system set up in his room, and he'd been working on the band Queen. They were really good, to us. Yeah, we did a big European tour and a huge UK tour with them, and they really took us under their wing, and in many ways taught us a lot about how to treat bands that open for you, you know, with great dignity. And they took us out for dinner all the time, and we just hung out. But we were in this room one night, and it was just Freddie, Michael, and I. And Freddie was playing us this new material, and mainly to Michael, and he was singing it. And he had this microphone, you know, and he was like singing. He was getting Michael, like they were noses inches apart, like literally 2 inches apart, singing at the top of their lungs, and I'm just sort of sitting there on the couch going, "This is a surreal moment." Where were iPhones when you needed them?
Wow! Yes. And a great guy, Freddie Mercury. You said before, he treated you guys so well.
Yeah, the whole band did. You know, Brian May used to come into our dressing room like after our show, and he'd be standing there playing guitar, you know, before they went on, and we'd be like, "Are you right there? Is there something we can do for you?"
But Adam,
is there something wrong with your dressing room?
Yeah, he liked hanging out with the Aussies.
Yeah, I mean, they were great, and you know, like I said, it taught us about how to treat bands that open for us. I mean, we've had some great bands open for us too. Ziggy Marley and the Wailers was pretty awesome. Rita Marley came into our dressing room and said he toured with us for 3 months on the Kick tour, actually. And she said, "Now you take it easy with my son and the drugs, okay?" You know, we're like,
we don't do that.
Nothing. We took him a bottle of champagne to welcome him to the tour, and opened the door to the dressing room, and just billowing smoke came out like you wouldn't believe. You know, we're going, she's warning us.
Yeah, it should have been the other way around.
Timmy, do you often lament since '97?
Yeah, all the time.
And think, where would we be at this stage of our lives if the big fella was still with us?
Of course, yeah. I mean, that's probably the biggest tragedy of all in many ways, is where we would be now if we were still being creative with Michael. You know, but you know, I'm still in a good place. I think we all are.
You look it, brother.
In some ways, thanks, mate. Yeah, you know, straightened up my act a lot since, and feel a lot better for it. Got a lot of energy, and spending a lot of time with my wife, and my kids are growing up, and you know, it's we've got a rich history, and I'm very grateful to everything. It's just a real shame that we never got to tour Australia as much as we would have liked once we became famous internationally.
Mm.
We spent more time overseas than we did in this country, and of course we were about to tour Australia with Michael when he died. So,
Tim, it's easy to talk about things in hindsight, and leading up to the passing of Michael, there was a photo of him in yesterday's paper with Tiger Lily, and as opposed to the photos very early on, and you know, around Shabu Shabar and the Swing album, there looked to be something missing in the photo. He looked very troubled towards the end.
yeah, he was very troubled towards the end, and it was very, very difficult to know really how to, you know, none of us are trained in psychology, or, you know, that sort of thing. But you know, in hindsight, it's very easy to say, I wished I'd been there for this, I wished I'd done that. But you can't beat yourself up over those things, and what you learn from your mistakes. And you know, I guess at the end of the day, what we do take out of it is just everyone in the world should just be conscious of the people around them and make sure we all look after each other.
Well said, brother.
Well
Timmy
said,
Farriss, well, I tell you what, you guys, INXS are about to become, I think, the biggest rock band in the world all over again. You're number one right across Australia.
And 2 and 4.
And 2 and 4.
I'm too humble for that.
Swing will come up soon.
And the rights for the overseas, I mean, the UK are about to scramble to get the rights for the television show. You'll be number one right across the UK, then the US after that. Timmy Farriss,
Thanks,
look,
guys.
you've always been a favourite of ours. We've maintained, Triple M have always played your music.
Always will.
Always do, and always will. And mate, congratulations on all the success of Never Tear Us Apart. An absolute pleasure.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, Timmy.
Timmy.
Yeah, brother.